Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back, putting a positive spin on Manos, the Hands of Fate. From this point on, please refer to me as the Horror Manos. Manos, the Hands of Fate, is widely considered to be not just one of the worst movies ever made, but the worst movie ever made. It's one of the most widely riffed movies as well. As you can see, this here is the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of the film on VHS. Jason and I didn't watch the MST3K version, but I thought it would be cool to show this tape, since the version we watched is on a multi-pack. Going into it, we wondered, is it really the worst movie ever made? According to IMDb, it has a score of 1.6 out of 10, making Manos the lowest rated movie we've given a positive spin so far. Listen, no one's arguing that this isn't an objectively bad film. There are plenty of issues with it, but calling it the worst movie ever? Hating it? Nah. Based on things people have said about Manos, the Hands of Fate, Jason and I assumed this was a boring movie. We expected it to be far, far worse. Truth is, it's highly entertaining in a so bad it's good kind of way. Movies like that don't deserve hate, at least not in my opinion. The most important thing for me with a movie is that it's entertaining. And Manos, the Hands of Fate, is certainly that. It has an approximate runtime of only an hour and 10 minutes. So right there, that's a positive. It's one of those movies you can just put on to fill some time. It's a good one to watch with some buddies and have a few drinks and plenty of laughs. With it being a 60s horror movie, it just has that charm. There's a certain almost folkiness to it. Between the music and the look of the print, it just has a fun vibe. I like the really bad dubbing of the dialogue. That's a positive for me because it's just so funny. The writer-director of the film also plays the lead protagonist, Mike. Manos, the Hands of Fate was the only film he ever made. It's a classic horror tale, though, of a family getting lost on a road trip and finding themselves in a bad place. Mike's wife is really pretty, so that's a positive, when she's not talking. I love how the cop is so nonchalant when he pulls anyone over. That includes the young couple making out in their car throughout the entire film. I really like the house where Mike and his family find themselves stranded. The setting overall is a positive for me. It's unnerving. Torgo, this guy right here, is a really interesting character. I love that early on in the film, when he comes on screen, this funky music plays. I said to Jason while we were watching this, it reminded me of a video game, when the villain is nearby and music plays to warn you to look out for him. That's how it felt every time Torgo came into the room. Despite the many things at which to laugh in Manos, the Hands of Fate, there is a genuine creepiness to it. It's that feeling of being stranded, being helpless in an unfamiliar surrounding, with obviously odd characters. That's a positive. The Master is actually a pretty cool villain. I love the robe he wears with the giant red hands. I also love the location of the ritualistic area. Was it a basement? Was it the middle of the desert? Who knows, but it's a positive. There are plenty of girl fights in Manos, so what guy wouldn't like to see that? Another positive. But the biggest positive of all for me is the ending. I thought it was really smart. It genuinely impressed me. The script was a lot more clever than it receives credit for. As objectively bad Manos, the Hands of Fate is as a movie, it definitely does not lack entertainment value, and that's all that I ask from something like this. It shouldn't be a hated film. It should have a cult following. and I think to an extent it does. Mainly for being so bad in people's eyes. Ultimately, I much rather watch Manos, The Hands of Fate than other objectively well-made films. It's not boring, and I can't say that about plenty of others. I'd even prefer to watch this one over some well-loved horror movies, but I won't get into those. Manos was a lot of fun. I truly enjoyed watching it, and I know Jason did too. It's not even our least favorite movie we've watched for Positive Spin. I definitely wouldn't call Manos, The Hands of Fate the worst movie of all time. But you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Be sure to check out Jason's as well. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, what are your thoughts on Manos, The Hands of Fate? Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.